Now this is something else I find somewhat confusing related to the temporary workforce because of the fact that now there is some jobs that don't seem to care if a person has been in prison, or and they just don't care if you're from another country either. So the temporary workforce is a great place for former prisoners to actually be able to get a job doing something. I'm not sure what they always do. Oh, that would be the gig economy, probably acting and entertainment. I that's got to be it. Acting and entertainment would be a great place for former prisoners to actually get a job. If they're not, if all of them are not migrants from another country using the H2N visa program, because so a lot of these places will utilize the temporary workforce, and that's like manpower, and I've kind of lost track. I haven't been keeping up to date. I just call it the temporary job placement, which means that you're temporarily placed into a job, and so that place is supposed to do background checks on you, but they don't always do that, or there's just different requirements related to the temporary workforce, which this also means that you could actually get a child molester as a substitute teacher, a substitute school teacher, or I don't know, maybe the school system does things a little differently, I'm not quite sure. But I mean, the school system should actually have to utilize the services that the state puts in place. So if a child molester ends up as a school teacher, then that means the state allowed that to happen. The state and the federal government allowed that to happen. And that's the same thing. If they have a whole bunch of public school teachers who are homeless, that means the state and federal government allowed that to happen because of the fact of inflation. And so they should have to lack, related to solving these problems, which, Congress and the politicians always say that they want to solve these problems, but they never get solved. They'll say, oh, well, they should be easy problems to solve, which I agree with them. You would think they would be easy. But when you put in, I don't know what it is. Is it the legacy media and these billionaires against the politicians and the American public? Then they want to get their messages out to distract from actually things that will help the American public solve these problems and get people placed in affordable living and get inflation to come down so that people can afford to live, because this path is absolutely not sustainable. It's not.